Hey guys, it's Tommy CM. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of Let's Build Alton Towers. Don't worry, you've not gone back to episode 1 by accident. You are on the right episode. But in this episode, we've gone back to the very first map. And the reason for that is because the next part of the park that I'm going to be building is Mutiny Bay. Now Mutiny Bay sits down this side of the park. So if you come down Towers Street and you choose to go left when you get down to the bottom, you head towards Mutiny Bay, which is like a pirate themed area. So that is going to be the next area to work on. Now I thought the best way of merging these was to keep Tower Street, so I'll keep all of this area, but I'll basically get rid of everything else in this park. Don't worry, it's on another save, it's not completely lost, but I'll get rid of everything else in the park and I will move over this direction. So I figured that would be the best way to do it. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go and sit back on the roof of the monorail station just here. We'll sit right on this ledge just there. And actually, you know what? We'll get a better view. Just up here. So there we go. Take one last look. And in 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! There we go. So everything back to normal. All nice and smooth. Every single bench, bin, ride, attraction, path, everything gone from this area. The terrain is still there, as you can see. I will probably sort that out just so it looks a little bit more natural at some point. Now what I have done, for now anyway at least, I've left in the towers and I've left in this bit of water because the water does lead on to Mutiny Bay and there is a ride on the water. So I figured I'd leave that in for now. I'll probably get rid of the golf balls thinking about it because the golf attraction's gone. But yeah, that's essentially where I'm going to be starting from. I will also probably, I've not decided yet, probably either remove or at least adjust the monorail, just so it's not in my way, because I know the more that I build around this area, the more I build Mutiny Bay around here and get further round, that will end up getting in the way a little bit. So yeah, I'll probably just adjust that as well. But no, this is the starting point. So let's move on to building Mutiny Bay. Okay, so bit of a change of plan. Basically, I put in Towers Street, as you saw, and started to build with the towers in the background, and I realised there wasn't actually that much room because I was already starting halfway across the map, and with the angle of the towers, etc., I couldn't really do that. So what I've done is I've kept half of Towers Street. So obviously the main entrance would normally be here, so you're just going to have to kind of pretend that this is half of Tower Street, because I felt this is the best way to sort of integrate the whole thing. I would have copied over all of this building to Tower Street, but then the path, because it was on a slope as well, would have been incredibly hard to get the path just right again. It was, you know, it's not the sort of thing you could copy straight away. So yeah, this is what I've had to do anyway. So we go down here and we get to the first attraction. Now, just a word of warning, the episode is going to be the first half of Mutiny Bay, and then next week's episode will be the second half, because Mutiny Bay, although it doesn't look that big on the map, it does actually take up a bit of a footprint. And also it does involve a lot more detail than it probably looks like, in all honesty. So just down here, this is where the first aid is at the park. There's a first aid building down here. We just need to spray this to get rid of the grass, but obviously by the time the park's complete, that will be done. There's the first aid rooms in there. Now just behind here there is a car park, which I will be adding on, because I did the car park on the other side. But from the back of here, there's also a maintenance run for the sky ride. So yeah, there's a lot of backstage stuff going there. Now the reason I've not developed that just yet is because the sky ride, it was very hard to get the angle of the sky ride right. So it was trying to line up and making sure that it was kind of coming off the right angle when in comparison to the path, because obviously this goes over down here and it goes near the Wicker Man as well. So it may be that I have to angle the sky ride again. So rather than building loads of stuff and then have to alter it, I've built the sky ride entrance itself, and I'll leave it at that for now. And then once everywhere else is done and I know that it's right, then I'll continue to build the rest of it. Here's the sky ride entrance, as you can see. I think that's pretty similar to the actual sign. Again, it's got the hot air balloons on the actual ride. But yeah, this is the sort of entrance that you get. So we'll come down here, come through there, and like I say, you can go and hop on the sky ride, which will then take you over. But we won't go on that just yet. We'll come out down here. So if you walk down here, over to your right, that's where all the towers will be, and that's where you can sort of like see the rest of the park in the distance. But you get down here and you get to Mutiny Bay. Now there is a bit of a photo opportunity just here, so you can go and put your head behind the bars and go and get a photo taken. So yeah, I've got there is a viewpoint just there. You can just about see that, which is what this guest has just done. That's what she's doing. So where's she going to go and stand? She's admiring it from a distance. Look, there we go, lovely. And then as we go into here, first of all, I'll show you the big courtyard. I've shaped this out. I've not added anything inside it yet. That'll be next week's episode. So basically, this is like a big like food court. Really, there's a few kind of takeaway restaurants. There's a big canvas in the middle with loads of seating underneath, some toilets, and I believe there's like a show area in here as well, in one of the corners where they get some like live actors and kind of put on a few a few bits of entertainment. So yeah, I'll be looking at expanding that in the next episode. But like I said, I needed to kind of shape that out just for now. Then if you come around this way, there's a few bits of scenery outside the front of that, a few planters, etc. The annoying thing is, because of the shape of the path, I'm going to have to keep having these little gaps, and I know it kind of looks a bit horrible, but without putting a load of planters in, I don't really know what else to do. I mean, I could put a planter over that quite easily, but when it's like awkward shaped stuff like that, I don't want to have planters this big all over the place. But yeah, that's my only grumble so far. Down here we've got a lot of Midway games. There's a lot of Midway games in Mutiny Bay. So this is essentially copied over from the Dark Forest Midway games, and then I've just kind of recoloured it, re-roofed it, because it was metal before, and then put the skull and crossbone on and things like that. I've put in some pirate rings here, which is just like a ring toss game, and prove you're a pirate. You'll have to understand that is Yura, as in prove you're a pirate, but there's not enough letters on the sign. And also, it does actually, the sign in Alton Towers does say prove with an E on the end, and then it's YER space A space pirate. So I've done my best to get that. So yeah, I can spell. It's just that's the way around it. But this is also just like another Midway game. Because it needed 4 sides to it, it was either this or something like Hook a Duck, and I don't really know the best way to go around doing Hook a Duck. If someone's made a Hook a Duck, then please do let me know. I'd love to know the best way around it. But yeah, if it was a Midway game on the wall, like over here where you've just got one window like that, there's a few more bits I could have tried. But because it's four kind of open windows, there's only so much you can put in the middle there. So yeah. Now over here, this is the first attraction in actual Mutiny Bay. Obviously, the first attraction of the video was the Sky Ride, but in Mutiny Bay, Heave Ho is the first attraction you get to. Now, this is it's a Zamperla rock and tug. So essentially, as you may have seen these rides before, but essentially you sit in the boat, and the boat kind of rocks back and forth and spins round as you go back and forth. So it's an attraction aimed at younger guests. But yeah, I did my best with that. I basically just used the slanted walls And this black section, believe it or not, is part of the Ghostbusters dark ride. Because without that, it looked a little bit bare. If I delete that, it looked a bit odd. And rather than filling it up with shapes, I thought that did a better job. So yeah, that is Heave Ho. Essentially, just come down there, walk down, go up the steps here to get on, go on the ride, and then come down here and off. And then, I mean, this carries on, so this will all be part of next week's episode. So there's some more Midway games, there's a big arcade, and then it kind of goes off and over to this way. There's also Battle Galleons, which is a boat water ride. It's like a pirate boat ride, and you go around and you can like squirt water at other boats and at guests on the path, and they can squirt you back. So yeah, there's a water ride there. Just down here, there's some toilets which I've just put in there, and then the main attraction that I've put in this episode is Marauder's Mayhem. Now, for those of you who have been to Alton Towers and who know what this ride is, it is a teacups ride, but it's essentially, instead of being in teacups, you're in gunpowder barrels. Now, there's only so much I can do with the theming here, because when you put the teacups down, you always get this giant teapot. You get some nice pink fluffy cakes. You get some nice banners. You get some lovely little flags. And you can't change the colours. You can't do anything with them. So you will just have to use your imagination here, because there's not much more I can do. However, the shape of the building, I'm quite pleased with how that's turned out. Massive shout out to Michael from M&J Games for the tutorial on the roof here. He did a great tutorial video on how to build a gazebo, and it's done me wonders there. I followed it through, and yeah, I'm quite pleased with how that's turned out. Really, building, as we all know, building circular buildings on Planet Coaster is very, very difficult. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with how that's gone, in all honesty. But yeah, that's essentially it for this episode. I know that doesn't look like a lot, but it is a lot of time consuming stuff, definitely. As I say, Midway Games will be coming around here with the arcade, and then there's a few restaurants. There's an aquarium, which I've just got to do the front of, and then the path down the back here, like I say, goes down here. You get to Battle Galleons, which is about this section, and then over this way is where Wicker Man sits. So, plan for the next couple of weeks. This is Mutiny Bay Episode 1. Next week will be Mutiny Bay Episode 2, and the following week will be Wicker Man. Now, there may be a bit of a gap between Mutiny Bay Episode 2 and Wicker Man, because it's not an easy ride to build, and it may take me a bit more time than other episodes do. So there may be a gap, there may not. I'll see how I get on. But yeah, if you have enjoyed that, please do give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. As I say, I'm making my way around Alton Towers, so do not miss out on any future episodes. But other than that, I shall see you in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.